All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful day. It is April 22nd, 2025, and we got a very interesting day ahead of us because yesterday you got back down to the panic zone. If you didn't watch yesterday's watch list, it is members only on this channel, so just click the live videos only on this channel. Hello, that's me. Click the live videos, and you'll see it because we covered a lot of different theories and what happened yesterday with the safe havens, the dollar, the yen, and gold. You even have gold a little bit moving today, which is kind of wild. It's bringing us back down to this panic level, and there is a lot of very critical questions. So coming into this morning, we recovered. We were live yesterday. The futures were up, but this isn't based off anything. So it's not like anything good happened. We're kind of just moving up. People are saying the liquidity's coming back because everything was closed. But other than that, we got a little bit. We got some updated data. You did get a couple of earnings here in the morning, and that's going to be key. And then from there, we'll see what happens. And yeah, there's Boeing. I told you this news last night. Remember I was telling you they sold off a unit? That's so stupid. I literally told you this headline on the watch list. And then the stock didn't react till right now. But anyways, good morning, baby. How you doing, though? We're going to have a big one. What's going on, Ansel? Connor, Halo 3. What up, baby? Malcolm, Cart, Brown, Tom Crows, baby. Tim Whitman, Marcus Hanlon, Samuel, Gunner, Winnie Loser, Mr. Malone. Hi, all, baby. What's going on? How you doing, Sean? What up, Randy, Crystal, Lucky Soldier, El Chaparro, Garrett, Bruno, Alex Enzo. What's going on? Dakota, Jamal, Dr. James Cash, baby. What's going on? Gabor, Tyree, Luke, no step on snack, baby. What's going on? Good morning. Good morning, PNC. Good morning, Savage Ricky. What up, Dan? What up, Persian? How you doing, Mocha Man? Oh, my goodness. What about the Twitch? What about 12 Jimmy? Stock Set Squash, Razzle Dazzle, Slow, Lizzie, Blue 42, Dio, Epic, Eric, Penetrator, The Mercator, Iron Beagle, Toy Soldier, Young Shit Stain, Jamie, Blowing Doll, and Robo Hand Tech, baby. Good morning. Oh, what up, wild boy? How you living, man? So, Chattadonia, let's have a good one. It's going to be interesting, and you're fully in earnings. Again, you got a lot of those. Oh, what up, open face? Good morning. But here is Josh AI with the news. Hello. U.S. stock future bounce and gold tops record $3,500. U.S. stocks are set to bounce back from Monday's losses as investors nervously weighed up progress on trade talks with India and Tesla Inc.'s upcoming earnings. Gold topped $3,500 for the first time, while S&P 500 contracts added 0.9%, the conversation on Wall Street was still focused on the implications of any White House effort to replace Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell. The dollar and Treasury steadied. The yen strengthened beyond 140 per dollar for the first time since September. In Europe, the Stock 600 index dropped as traders returned from the Easter break. Novo Nordisk AS slumped almost 10% on concern it faces tougher competition from Eli Lilly and Co.'s experimental weight loss pill. Concerns that Donald Trump may be preparing to fire Powell have added to unease for traders already grappling with the turmoil unleashed by the president's tariff onslaught. Trump's policies and his broadsides against the Fed have forced a reappraisal of the dollar and treasuries as havens in times of stress. With increasing rhetoric from the administration admonishing the Fed to cut rates in the markets, entertaining intensifying discussions about the possibility of replacing the Fed chair, we don't expect a rush back into the market from abroad. John Velis, a strategist at Bank of New York Mellon, said of U.S. bonds, the haven status of such assets is increasingly in question. Attention later Tuesday will shift to Tesla, which reports first quarter earnings after market close. The stock has dropped about 44% this year as controversy over Chief Executive Officer Elon Musk's role in the federal government has contributed to a global sales slump. In currencies, the yen outperformed, with the Bank of Japan said to be on course to keep raising rates. Market volatility, though, is driving some haven flow into the yen, said Shoki Omori, chief desk strategist at Mizuho Securities Company in Tokyo, reports the BOJ sees little need to change their stance on rate hikes, are also aiding sentiment in the currency while denting the dollar. Meanwhile, the U.S. said it's made significant progress toward a bilateral trade deal following talks between Vice President J.D. Vance and Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday. Barring a trade deal, India faces tariffs of up to 26% on its exports to the U.S. under Trump's April 2nd levies, currently on a 90-day pause. Trump has repeatedly criticized India for its high tariffs. Bullion gained as much as 2.2% on Tuesday to briefly touch $3,500 before easing as traders took profits. Gold has surged by a third in 2025 as trade tensions roiled markets and eroded trust in dollar assets, boosting some traditional havens. Flows into bullion-backed exchange-traded funds and central bank buying have supported the upswing, the only true safe haven left. Gold just blasted past another milestone, extending this year's 30% rally and briefly surpassing $3,500 an ounce for the first time. The moves underscore how the sell the U.S. narrative is gaining speed and banks have become progressively more positive. Goldman Sachs has forecast $4,000 an ounce midway through next year. Jefferies analysts say gold may be the only true safe haven asset left. Bullion gained as much as 2.2% on Tuesday, following a 2.9% jump in the previous session. In the near term, the ructions undermine Treasury Secretary Bessent's recent comments on his support for a strong dollar stance. Gold's surge also begs the question of just how weak a dollar Trump is willing to accept. Nomura's biggest deal since Lehman creates $770 billion funds unit. Nomura Holdings Inc. agreed to purchase Macquarie Group Limited, U.S. and European public asset management business for $1.8 billion, marking the Japanese brokerage's most significant overseas acquisition since it bought Lehman Brothers assets in 2008. The all-cash deal will enable Nomura to scoop up about $180 billion in client assets across equities, fixed income, and multi-asset strategies, it said in a statement on Tuesday. Strategist who called end of U.S. exceptionalism sees no recovery. Global investors' rotation out of American assets will go on for years if President Donald Trump persists with his trade policy, according to a strategist who timed the unwind of U.S. exceptionalism almost perfectly. Societe Generale SA head of asset allocation Alain Bokobza was a U.S. asset bull for a year until September 2024 when he warned of cracks appearing. He reiterated that call in February, warning investors to slash their exposure to U.S. stocks and the dollar. The S&P 500 has fallen 15% since, while the dollar index is down nearly 9%. Back in September, we told clients that valuations in the U.S. were worrying and that the U.S. election could open the door to a less rosy scenario, Bokobza said in an interview in Paris. The new administration in Washington has created a very high level of broad uncertainty. This great rotation is just starting and could last for years. Top overnight news, central banks. Trump's campaign against Powell signals he will pin blame on Fed for any downturn as a result of tariffs. Axios. BOJ still lacks sufficient clarity to change policy stance. BBG. ECB's Kazakhstan Mueller warn on tariffs risk to growth. BBG. ECB forecasters see pickup in inflation outlook. Reuters. BOE's Green says U.S. tariffs likely to put downward pressure on UK inflation. BBG. Markets. Sell America trade continues as Trump resumes attacks against Fed Chair Powell. FT. NY Times. Reuters. Bloomberg. BBG. U.S. bond funds experience fifth straight week of outflows amid tariff stagflation concerns. Reuters. Bearish U.S. dollar bets are nearing levels that could trigger a rebound. BBG. Asian bond funds see largest inflow in 7 months. Reuters, long-dated JGBs attract record foreign demand. Reuters, top pension funds are choosing to invest alongside private equity rather than compete directly for companies. FT, trade tariffs. VP Vance greets PM Modi in India as White House hails significant progress in trade talks. Bloomberg, New York Times, CNBC. Japan sees little chance for a currency deal with the U.S. and will resist yen strengthening requests. Reuters, U.S. imposes new tariffs on solar imports from SC Asian nations. BBG, U.S.-bound goods stuck in tariff limbo, with companies torn over revamping supply chains or waiting for trade war to ebb. WSJ, North Dakota's economy is facing downturn risks due to falling crude prices linked to Trump's trade war. FT, EU's von der Leyen suggests bloc could benefit from Trump's trade war with countries lining up to work with it. Politico, Japan Ministry of Finance survey indicates that 10% of companies report impacts from Trump's tariffs. BBG, corporate Alphabet paid Samsung enormous sums to pre-install Gemini AI app despite practice found to have violated antitrust law. BBC, DOJ seeks to make Google sell Chrome, share data. Google says proposal is extreme, plans appeal. Reuters, Trump met with retail executives amid tariff anxieties, meeting described as productive. NY Times. BBG. Reuters, Anthropic expects AI-powered virtual employees to begin running corporate networks in the next year. Axios, a Novo Nordisk stock slumps due to concerns. Eli Lilly weight loss pill will eat into its market share. BBG, India faces pressure to grant Amazon and Flipkart full market access. FT, survey shows companies plan shift to green energy despite Trump-era rollbacks. FT, U.S. patients are losing access to affordable weight loss drugs as market for replicas declines. FT, Roche plans to invest $50 billion in U.S. pharmaceuticals and diagnostics over next 5 years. BBG, Nomura is acquiring Macquarie's U.S. and European asset management units for $1.8 billion. Reuters, Chinese retail investors make a patriotic bid for stocks. National team and private investors in sync to support market. Reuters, Chinese trade flows increased by 10% in April despite tariffs, buoyed by a 90-day delay in Trump's reciprocal tariffs. BBG, Washington, Atlanta Fed research estimates federal workforce may contract by more than 1M as Trump initiates sweeping cuts. BBD, environmental lawyers ready to fight White House moves to rapidly slash energy regulations through new executive orders. Reuters, FDA suspends quality control program for testing of fluid milk and other dairy products amid workforce cuts. Reuters, Harvard University sues to block Trump from slashing billions in research funding. Reuters, geopolitics, Putin signals for first time since early stage of Ukraine war, he is open to bilateral talks with Ukrainian leader Zelensky. BBC. Early voting begins in Australia as polls show Labour government tracking towards victory. BBG. I think one of them did say BBD, but then the BBC one was actually BBC. It's confusing with the acronyms, bro. I know, baby, but good morning. We have more. Let's go. S&P futures, they're up by 0.8 Tuesday morning. Comes after U.S. equities sold off on Monday, with the S&P down for the third time in the last 4 sessions and the NASDAQ down for the 4th straight session. Breadth is widely negative with more than 90% of the S&P finishing down on the day. Treasuries mixed with the curve flattening following a big steepening move on Monday. Dollar is up by 0.02 after falling to a fresh 3-year low on Monday. Gold is up by 1.1, Bitcoin up by 1.4, and WTI is up by 1.4. Nothing specific behind the Tuesday bounce attempt, though Monday's sell-off seemed to be exasperated by thin liquidity. Big story thus far on the week has revolved around concerns about Fed independence amid Trump's ramp-up in attacks on Powell and the central bank for not cutting rates. Some thoughts Trump really not serious about trying to push out Powell, but instead laying the groundwork to blame Powell and the Fed for any downturn caused by a trade upheaval. No matter what the strategy may be, attacks exacerbated the Sell America trade unleashed by Trump 2.0. And I don't know if you guys noticed it. that Sell America article, it was sent to every newswire. So literally the source on that one is every single major news place. And then I have another one for you. Also, concerns about lack of headlines on trade deal progress and most of the logistical complications of trying to do so many deals in 90 days. However, some hope for near-term deals with India and Japan, while corporate updates should get more attention over the next few weeks. Macro uncertainty, already the high-profile theme for Q1 earnings. Richmond Fed manufacturing and business conditions out this morning. Busy day of Fed speak. Jefferson, Harker, Kashkari, Barkin, and Kugler all on tap. Market particularly interested in whether or how the Fed responds to recent criticism about Trump or from Trump about lowering rates. Treasury selling $69 billion of two-year notes. Looking ahead, Wednesday, another big day for Fed speak. Also brings flash PMIs for April in the Fed Beige Book. Treasury selling $70 billion of five-year notes. Durable goods order for March. Weekly jobless claims and March existing home sales out on Thursday. Treasury selling $44 billion of seven-year notes on Friday or on Thursday, and then bringing the final Michigan consumer sentiment on Friday. More trade headlines also expected over the next few days with the IMF and G20 meetings in Washington. GE, they are boosted by margin-driven beat and reiteration of full-year guide despite tariff macro risk. Verizon postpaid phone subs weaker. RTX beat on aftermarket strength and reiterated guide, though does not include tariff impact. DHR beat with biotech a bright spot. LMT beat and reiterated guidance. NOC missed on B21 change. 3M beat on margin upside, reiterated full-year sales guidance and boosted buyback by $1 billion. Kimberly-Clark heightened cost pressures on supply chain. Halliburton EBITDA missed on margin disappointment. DVN announced business optimization plan. PHM helped by GMB. DGX beat on inorganic volumes and raised cash flow guide. GPC beat and left guidance unchanged but did not bake in tariffs. MEDP pressured by orders miss. Zion PPNR light on softer fees and higher expenses. HXL missed and cut guidance. HRI EBITDA missed and CalX beat and boosted buybacks. Wow, Habibi. That's all of the headline. And then I got a funny one for you. So I also read this morning 3 different places about NVO. And they said, are you ready for this one? They said that NVO is losing market share to Eli Lilly in Europe. So that is hilarious. Do you know why? Why is that hilarious? Let's see. And then while you think of that, I do have pre-market movers for you. Because I think you're going to see it on one of these. No, just think about that for a second. That's really funny. If you really think about it, it's kind of hilarious of what that. So I saw 3 news places, and they're like, oh my gosh, NVO is going to lose market share to Eli Lilly in Europe. So for solar, they are by 7.6. U.S. sets new duties on solar imports from Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, and Thailand. 3M up 7 off earnings. GE up 4.5 off earnings. DHR is up by 3.9 off earnings. LMT 3.4 earnings. DVN 3.3 business optimization plan. TGX and the page hard. Let's go, bro. I'm not going, bro. Like, not only do I get hyped at the peach just because Bradley Frizzle is, like, literally an icon. I don't think you guys understand. For somebody who showed up every day, I'm talking about myself. Bradley is somebody I've seen every single day. Okay? But yesterday on the peach, I bought Boeing calls. Yeah. So thank you again, Bradley Frizzle. He doesn't even understand what he's doing to me. You know, he has no idea. You know how much money I fucking made off of buying Boeing calls every time I see the peach this fucking month or 2 months? My good Bradley Frizzle in the peach. So shout out to Boeing and the peach. TDG is up by 2.9 in sympathy to report Tomo Bravo in advanced talks to acquire Boeing's Jepson navigation. CoreWeave up 2.2. Various sell-side initiations. VRT up 1.6. Collaboration with NVIDIA and iGenius to deploy Coliseum. CalX up 15. Earnings stock buyback program increased by $100 million. Bosch up 13.6. Increased stake by Carl Icahn. IVZ up 6.3. Earnings. Invesco Mass Mutual announced repurchase of $1 billion Invesco preferred stock. SRAD up 4. STNE is up 3.6. City upgrade. NVCR is up by 2.1. CE mark approval for treatment of metastatic non-small cell lung cancer. Holo up 39 after reverse split. OBIO 26.4. FDA breaks through designation for AVIM therapy. SLI is up 19. Southwest Arkansas project receives special designation as a priority transparency critical mineral project from Trump. PRCH up 9, SEDG up 4 on duties for imports, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand. Mass up 4.2, 2 million order from Texas Department of Public Safety. Gilt is up by 3.7, 15 million order for satellite operators. Chinese ADRs trading higher, gold and silver higher, and Bitcoin stocks trading higher, trading lower. NOC is down by 9.4 off earnings. Verizon 5.3 off earnings. Kimberly-Clark down 4.3 off earnings. RTX down 4.2. Halliburton down 1.7 off earnings. ELV down 1.6 off earnings. TXN down 1.4, Barclay downgrade, MEDP down 7.8 off earnings, HRI down 5.8 off earnings, AZZ down 4.7 off earnings, Zion down 4 off earnings, JKS down 4 on the duties for solar, same with CSIQ down 3, and then Curve is down 2.8, Goldman Sachs downgrade. So Chadadonia, not bad. Not bad at all, baby. That's all we got. That's perfect time. We got enough time. We'll have enough time to move to Gen Pop and everything, but Chadadonia. Game time. So happy Tuesday. But here at the Cult, baby, before we do anything, before we try to chase $1, before we try to enrich ourselves, we must pay homage to a very special group of people that's made a sacrifice that most of us never have and never will. And I'm talking about the veterans of the United States of America. So on behalf of the Cult, the people here, the people not here, want to give a huge special shout out, active service, past service, anybody who has served this country, even the families, for real. Thank you for everything you have given. Thank you for fighting for this country, giving up so much of your daily lives for the freedom of people you have never even met. This is honorable. It's one of the greatest things, and it is so easy to take it for granted. So if you are listening and you haven't served, I really hope you could bring this love and appreciation to real life. I've never served in my life. That's why I feel at bare minimum we should be honoring this every day, because I truly am grateful, man. And we do take it for granted, waking up, being on our computers. We live our lives, but every day, man, people have made a sacrifice so we could live this way, and I don't think we should ever forget it, baby. So veterans, the families, God bless every single one of you, baby. If anybody should be getting that long term, you let me know. We got you, but God bless you all, and big shout out to anybody else out there giving back to their local communities, all the doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, the janitors, the coaches, the garbage men, anybody making their community run, baby. God bless you and thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Son of the Jets! Oh, it's game time, baby. Or not. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's Tuesday. Get ready. Get ready, baby. Get ready. Oh, my goodness. So good morning. We got a lot of time. Oh, yeah, we got 7 minutes. We got time for plays. Oh, you got time to watch the watch list. You got time to say shout out Bradley Fraser, Linda Page. Oh, my goodness. I don't know if they feel me. So, Chadadonia, let's have a good one. Again, today, yesterday was a 3% day. You're pretty much back to where you gapped down from. But, yeah, I mean, this is off of nothing as well. So we will find out. But on that note, Chad, are you ready? It's time to make the move. It's time to make the move. We're going to Gen Pop. So I will see you there. Be blessed and be easy and be prepared. For the one who's prepared and takes enjoyment in their preparation, he will work a lot less in the long run. For the one who does not enjoy it and does not prepare will end up working harder. Indeed, my brethren. Indeed. Indeed. So I'll see you there. God bless America. Shout out to the vets, baby. And finger to the sky. I'll see y'all over there. Peace.